Hello, hello, I am Rangru,
And I'm Graham.
and welcome to another Wargame Red Dragon cast. It's been a few weeks, but we are back in action. Today we have a 1v1 on D-Day in Paradise. This is from the SenSAtional tournament. Who do we are playing, Graham?
Yeah, so on the left-hand side here, we have Marshall playing as Scandinavian Mechanized. And then here on the right, we have Zarto, I think it's just called him Czar, is playing Blue 4 Mechanized.
Indeed, so a very blue matchup and also a very mechanized matchup. So a lot of infantry spam, and actually not too surprised when we're seeing quite a bit of play into Bravo, which is definitely a good infantry playground, so to speak.
Yeah, it looks like both players are going to commit to some pretty heavy amounts of infantry in that portion of the map there, and they're kind of feeling each other out in the middle. And then down in the Gulf, you see, it looks like Marshall's putting in a lot of units. Look at all those M41s he's got going in there.
Yeah, that's a lot of Bulldogs. He's even got the dreaded automatic,
Yeah.
so that's to be an instant win for that push. And even the SCLV, that's a pretty damn good person to go for.
Yeah, it's actually a really heavy push there. At the same time, he is putting a lot of infantry up into the
Ooh.
northern portion of the map as well. And both players deciding they're going to play it very light in the middle Foxtrot area.
Yeah, the one thing is Zato does have 3 IP Abrams heading down into Gove, and that could prove to be a bit of a tough challenge there for those STRVs.
Yeah, I would definitely think the IP Abrams have the advantage there in that close quarter fight right there.
Mm-hmm.
The STRVs are also split up a little bit. There's some artillery dropping. So we see if Zarto's trying to get a little decisive engagement here to start the game off.
The goddamn automatic is absolutely awesome to see
Crazy.
fire. I love it so much. They're seeing a little bit of infantry play in between Gulf and Foxtrot as the riflemen do move on through, and the northern infantry are really taking a long and steady approach across the road here. I thought they'd just go directly into Bravo.
Yeah, I thought so too. It looked like that was the move he wanted to make, but I guess Marshall decided that he wants to go push it all the way up there in the north and maybe create some havoc in the back line of Bravo instead of just straight up engaging in the forests and towns.
Indeed, we'll have to see how it ends up playing off for him. But yeah, so far really all the heavy action is heading up into Gofir. It does seem Zato's infantry push is going to be successful and he will be in control of the northern forest of Gof at least. But yeah, the heavy artillery, is that what is that?
So M1
Oh, M110.
10 A2.
Yeah, the big 203. Don't
Yeah,
really
it's
see
kind
it
of
often.
surprising to see it. No, I'm pretty surprised to see that called out pretty much at the start of the game. It doesn't have quite a fast rate of fire, and I believe it's uses more of like a sniping artillery piece
Yeah,
versus suppression. Oh, this
yeah.
M40. The Bulldogs are going in.
Who let the dogs out, Graham? Who
I
let
don't,
them out?
I don't know. They need to get the kitty gate.
Lock
They gotta lock them up. Yeah, I don't know how well they're gonna actually do up close there. The riflemen getting a pretty big advantage there of the Dragonaires with the IP support, and then the Live Guard kind of been pulled back.
Yep. Yep. And we're seeing our Northern Bravo push. You're actually going to be uploading north of Bravo here and hitting from a rather unknown angle. It'd be curious to see how far he moves up at Manpad unit. He could definitely get that towards the enemy spawn and just try to snipe helicopters as they come out, which would be a fun and cheeky play.
Yeah, I really like the move here by Marshall. He decides, I'm going to be a little different. He's going to get in that back line there, and which is a really unusual attack angle. You don't see it that often, and he can actually do a lot of damage if he gets into gets some proper positioning up there. And I don't think Zarto has any idea there's that much infantry right above his position.
Indeed. Yeah, it's a really good position for him to be in. Now, just seeing a slow push into Gulf here from Zato. It's just real. Once again, the main point of contention. The 3 IP Abrams are still alive, and the STRV 103s are backing off. Same for the automatic for the time being, so it seems like Marcel's are setting up a second line of defense.
Yeah, it looks like he decided to pull back a little bit. His infantry, he took the brunt of the infantry fight there and kind of lost it out. But the IPs are still intact for Zarto. So he really has kind of like a slight momentum advantage, I think, moving into that position. But Marshall did cap Charlie while that was going on. And so he's kind of forced out a responding CV call out here from Zarto, which I'm assuming is going to echo to try and stop the +2 there.
Yeah, it's going to be echoing that play.
I like that. I like that.
I'm
Very
here all
cheap.
night.
Here all night. Yeah, you work for tips.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we're seeing the Bravo infantry making their way through, and yeah, just looking at the force compositions, he'll definitely be able to clear this out. It's really only at one commando squad, which is anything scary. Just have two rapid support teams as well. So if he can get a good position to Bravo and follow up with some more reinforcements, he should be in a pretty good spot.
Yeah, I think so too. The Stormer right there taking out the transport. Carl Gustav just blapping it. And he's going to be able to get his infantry into the backside of the town complex there. He also has some APCs if he wants to bring them up for infantry support, some fire support as well. He's got, what is that, a Stinger team? Yeah, he's got a Stinger team, an ATGM team, an LKV 90. Yeah, he's got a really strong force actually in there.
Yeah, we're all seeing actually one of my favorite vehicles, the CEV, the big 165mm
Yeah.
howitzer, and this is a perfect place for him to blow stuff up if he's not getting shot at by ATGMs. That's a bit detrimental to one's life.
Yeah, it is. We see the missile right there, or the Stinger team open up. It does hit the Cobra, but the Cobra's able to get his rockets into him. And right now, it's kind of a race between who can reload faster. Oh, but he
Oh,
turns on his. Yep, he gets the LVK. Yep, LVK 90. He's able to get it and engage the Cobra there, and actually keep the Stinger team alive too.
yeah, even just having that RBS team here is a fantastic spot, as he can deny reinforcements into Bravo, so he can at least try and soften up Bravo a bit for him. The commandos here is not going to go gently into the night and will be attacking into the forest, going to be catching these governments with their pants down. And one-on-one, those commandos 90s are pretty nasty.
Yeah, Marshall does have two squads of the Danish infantry though, right there. So
Yeah.
if he's able to double team the commandos, he should get the win there. And the Stormers are actually in the town now as well. AMX and RC actually firing from across the riverbank or the canal there to try and get some damage in, but that missile team's going to die pretty quick.
Up and all the two CV903s are getting some really good snipes from the commandos. Yeah, this is a great push so far from Maréchel. I mean, usually the Bravo sector is one side captures it and the other side never contests it, but we're actually seeing some proper contesting here, and that makes sense. I mean, your mechanized deck, so is the enemy too. You might as well take advantage of that and play in the forest.
Yeah, you have so much infantry, you might as well make an attempt of it. And we see right there, the commando squad does kill one of those Gavarman, but then he's going to go and die to the second one. The Stormer's in position in Bravo. And so now it's completely flipped there with Marshall taking control over it. Though he is still kind of giving a little bit of ground and golf while all that's happening. But I think he killed one of the IPs. Yeah, he did. So he did get one of the IPs. And his STRVs are actually still alive, too.
Yeah, his golf position isn't looking too great here for Maréchel, but honestly, in his position, it's still very defensible. You still have not one, but two villages which you can control of, keep control of, and when you have Falchimiaga 90s and you have Eric's, that's a good way to keep the enemy out.
Yeah, it's really difficult to push those that infantry with the Erics in them. The Erics is it's a very good little ATGM that you have right there, and especially in that close quarters fighting, it can do so much damage. So Zarto, he'll need to get his mortar up, smoke it, try and get his infantry in there, maybe even bomb it. So it's going to take some time to really invest to get into the further positions of golf for
Indeed.
Zarto.
And it's looking at the map control. I mean, Foxtrot is contested, Golf is contested, and Bravo is essentially under Maréchel's control, so he'll have the +1 point advantage if all the CVs are out and about.
Yeah, we actually see that CV call out just as you're talking about it there, Rang. So I'd assume that's probably going to Foxtrot. I mean, I guess he could go to the backside of Golf either. It doesn't really matter. But he do see one coming out there, so he's looking to get that +1 tick started up again. No CV on the looks like anytime soon for Zarto. So Marshall trying to continue his point lead.
Yeah, but Zarto is trying to push into Foxtrot here with his 2 IP Abrams and some commandos from a rather cheeky location. Gonna be providing some nice CQC fire support, but oh, the IP Abrams getting sniped from an Eric's.
Yeah, the Erics is just so good up close like that. And then even if that squad dies right there, it's worth it. It goes ahead, he gets that one IP's damaged. The other one's, his comrade got killed right next to him. And he's like, I got to get out of here. There's no smoke for him. It's a really nice little blunting of the push right there.
Yeah, it's definitely pieced out at the
Peaced
right
out.
moment. But yeah, this is quite interesting. Maybe Zato can actually do a pretty good push into Foxtrot. I mean, from Maréchel's perspective, there's really not a whole lot here. It's got some Falchamiagas and
Yeah.
ATGM squad. Yeah, that's really it. A good, concentrated armored push with some mechanized infantry could very much, clear up Foxtrot easy peasy.
I think so too. It just is you willing to commit the proper amount of resources for it, and he hasn't really probed up much in Foxtrot besides that one push, which he kind of got he got slapped a little bit there. And we see Marshall's actually going to go on the offensive here in Golf. He brought more M41s up. He's got infantry coming up as well, and there really isn't much left for Zarto in Golf to hold that position.
Oh yeah, yeah, it's actually a really good point. You got the Tumats in the back and that one IPA from still alive, but a good concentrated push with, with a decent time frame, he could actually get into the enemy village and Gulf and completely screw him over.
Yeah, I think in Marshall, I think he's doing exactly what you're saying. Is kicking into gear a little bit here. He can force all these units to retreat. There's just some Chumats and some leftover infantry to hold the back portion of the town. And he really doesn't even need to push him out of it completely if he doesn't want to right now. He has I think he has the better positioning already in Golf. And then we see that M1 IP there, it took a hit from something. Was it the Fennec? No, it wasn't the Fennec. So it must have been the STRV. Got shot to the IP, so it's going to have to back off there. The rifleman's been unloaded prematurely. So the push is actually going to fall apart here.
Indeed, indeed. But yeah, this is quite interesting so far. I mean, we're seeing all three objectives actually seeing some pretty hot and heavy action, especially now more into Foxtrot. Both sides are really mechanizing for a second wind push, so to speak. Or really more for Maréchel. He definitely has the momentum, I'd have to say, so far.
Yeah, I think so too, and it's hard to see him losing at this point now. We talk about this a lot in our cast. Like when the momentum really swings in one direction, it can take a lot of time. Take a lot of time, effort, and typically a big mistake from your opponent to get it back in your direction. We even see the Chumats there wasting their missiles on some cheap transports, and then the M41s. Now they're completely out. So actually, this STRV can push up. Oh no, there's another Chumat.
Oh, great snipe.
Yeah, it's actually a really nice snipe there for that second one chilling the forest line.
I mean, that ATGM is folded like 1,000 times or something, I believe.
It's really strong. Very resilient.
Yeah, it doesn't even... There's no heat charge in it. It just goes right through it like a kinetic penetrator.
That's hot.
Yeah, it's very hot.
Very hot and heavy.
Yeah.
I like it. We see that actually the Zarto counter caps Foxtrot, which is pretty interesting considering his position right now. That's a big buy at this current time, and because the momentum really feels like it's kind of going in Marshall's way. Even though he lost some units pushing against those Chumats, he does have the better positioning. Though those riflemen tearing up that infantry right there, just north of Gulf.
Yeah, they are.
I was really surprised. I didn't see which one he killed specifically, but they did some really good damage there.
Yeah, I also think what's the least keeping Zhar in the game is his use of artillery. He's got the Panzer mortars as well as the 203 doing pretty solid work and just trying to blow everything and anything up here. Yeah, I think he really needs to try and recontest Bravo. Because that's, especially from his side, Bravo is, I'd say it's a bit more of an advantage for his side just in terms of road networks and defensibility.
Yeah, I think so too. The losing it like that without any real support, you just called up that one Cobra and then it died, has kind of allowed that, the longer this game goes on, the overall positioning favors Marshall, and just letting it stay uncontested is probably a mistake moving forward. Oh. Funny enough, he had an M1A1 that got untracked in Alpha.
Oh.
It's just now moving again. He called that out a while ago, and I was wondering, was there some cheeky unit that killed it? So I went looking, and there it was, detracked in the forest.
Wargame mechanics.
Yeah, it's one thing. I think a lot of people, if you play SD or Wargame, you don't miss the random vehicle crits from the environment.
I wonder if I have that in Warner actually. You bring your unit out, spawn, it just detracts immediately. It's like, god damn it.
I don't know if I want to call it Warno. They need to come up with a better nickname for it.
What? Yes.
War.
War maybe? I don't know.
War maybe. Yeah. War maybe. I like it. They can think about it.
Yeah. You can be on the fence,
Yeah, I'm not sure
Sometimes
if I
it's
want
good
to
for
go.
Raw, sometimes it's bad.
Right, this is a bad time for me right now. I'll come back tomorrow.
We're still seeing Maréchel doing a pretty big push into Foxtrot. If he can clear off his hill, which seems to be his main priority right now, I mean, that's pretty much it. Once you control the hill, you can secure Gulf, and then he pretty much has the entire center of the map under his control. There's still a bit of resistance, such as an A1 Abrams coming into Foxtrot here, but he still has that momentum.
Yeah, and it's not stopping anytime soon. I mean, there's some commandos 20 now pushing up. This N1A1's pushing up here. Oh, nice little AMX 10 RC spot there for Zarto. But he's on his back foot here. Zarto is. He's kind of been almost pushed out completely from golf. And even though he has made, Marshall kind of pay a little bit of a price in taking this ground, it's hard for me to see him, counterattacking effectively anytime soon and regaining the momentum. And then also just getting, some positioning back.
Yeah.
AMX 10
Yeah.
just got blapped.
See what Abrams does against these CRVs. It's pretty close range, but the Chumac coming in clutch.
Coming in really clutch right there. Yeah, he's also trying to get the.
Oh.
Oh wow! So it goes down. It trades, but the M1A1's dead. And at that point, I still think that it's not super cost effective, but I still think the trade probably overall benefits Marshall because he has the momentum, as we like to talk about.
Yeah, exactly. He still has a force to push up onto the hill,
Yeah.
and I mean, yeah, he just needs to keep it up, so to speak. Essentially, Zato needs to get some really effective trades so he can reverse some momentum and actually start pushing into the enemy zones.
Yeah, if he trades like that consistently for the next couple of minutes, then I think it's really in his favor. It's just he has to continue that kind of trading to get into a better and get to a better position. Though we have seen Marshall has lost a lot of STRVs to the Trumats, and I think sometimes it's a small little squad, you forget about it, and it hits really hard, especially against those Swedish tanks.
Yeah, they don't have the best armor layout,
Right.
I believe. 15 is not too bad, but the Chumat with that 21 AP, it's like 2 shots and it's dead, essentially. Yeah, we are seeing actually a bit of a push here from Zato, doing the same thing Maréchel did, trying to hit it from the flank. And I don't think he's going to have enough forces to clear it out, but
Right.
he can at least contest it, which is the main thing.
No, and I think so too. He's not going to be able to take it fully, but he can cause a little havoc there. Oh, the commando is actually catching the CV.
Oh, yeah.
903 right there in the open. Should get the kill. Oh, it tanks two. It's 2 Carl Gustav shots. That thing's a beast, bro.
Yeah, it's got 6 whole frontal armor, which is actually very impressive for an APC.
Yeah, that is really impressive. It's
Yeah.
like how much is it? 25. It's like a cheap little martyr too.
Mm-hmm. And it can also be a distraction command vehicle.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, you put like 5 of those down in a sector, and then a
Yeah.
regular command vehicle would be like, which one's a CV?
What's the real one?
Yeah, be like a boss fight and insert video game here, because that's a mechanic that every video game has essentially.
Should have just said Dark Souls.
I was thinking of the Crystal Rich and Dark Souls too. I'm glad we both were thinking of that subconsciously.
Yeah.
Oh, this is our first airplane.
Yeah, it's actually coming down here for a bombing run, and then the Rapier right there getting one shot into the fighting Falcon. This one actually should get it, and it does. Yeah, big loss there. Puff comes in, gets one, but yeah, losing the Falcon hurts.
Yeah, wow, we're almost 20 minutes into the match, and there hasn't been a single aircraft apart from now.
Yeah, it feels like both players just were really invested in getting their ground forces set up. And this is that first plane call out very late in the game, and it's actually just to kill some riflemen. We'll see. Like, was it worth it? Maybe just getting the positioning. The trade won't matter very much.
Yeah.
Or if he kills the CV. The Stormer, I think they're getting caught there. Yeah, they're getting caught.
Yeah. And the Akazurita is a pretty good CV to slap in with that 10 frontal armor. I think the Stormer's going to need like 2 shots to kill it.
Yeah, it can take some damage, but allows them time to get these commandos up here, which have done a lot of work for Zarto in this game. The commandos have been really effective.
Indeed. Yeah, they've been the mainstay of his blue full mechanized push. Yeah, pretty good infantry for 20 points, yeah.
Yeah, for 20 points, I think they're really good. We do see down in the south, there's more. Zarto's kind of pushing a little bit more with his infantry, but they're pretty beat up. But we see the STRVs there getting some shots and killing the transports.
Yeah.
A lot of trades going on across the map, which I think at this point it still benefits Marshall because he does have the lead. As long as he maintains his lead and doesn't, lose too many units at one point, it's gonna be really hard for Zarto to get back in the game. As we see here, actually both are going for a CV at the same time. They're both thinking this is the right time to cap. We see one was probably going to golf there for Marshall, and then one going to Bravo.
Oh yeah. Opposite ends. Well, yeah, like you said, essentially if Marcel can just keep on with these even trades at least, and doesn't give up any ground, he'll be good to go. He has good map control. Yeah, he just needs to keep it up. It's pretty simple. And he has a good point lead already. Not a great point lead, but
right.
It's enough to buy him time.
Yeah, buys you time,
happens.
especially because there's no +2 coming anytime soon, right? There's no +2 sector that hasn't been taken, and I don't see a position where he pops a couple of CVs really quick. So at a +1, it gives him a lot of flexibility.
Yeah, actually, all of these sectors can essentially be contested from both sides, so it's probably just going to be a slow, even Stevens.
Yeah, I totally agree. Which forces the Zarto to become the aggressor at some point, right? He has to break that stalemate essentially from that vantage point. He lost those in Foxtrot, those Commandos 90, those 20 men. I didn't see what killed them, but they are definitely dead.
Oh, but he's moving in the Carl Gustav squad, yeah, under the cover of smoke to try to get the Akazurit, and Zarto is rise to his plans and gonna be backing off.
Yeah, he's gonna get those riflemen there to engage him, which is smart. But Marshall does push it out. He knows where it's going, and it does allow him to now actually, as I just said, you won't see a +2. Well, there's a +2. That's what I get for making a prediction.
Caster's curse. Never try and predict.
Every time you think you're so smart and you're gonna predict something, the players prove you wrong.
They're just trying to make us look bad.
It's on purpose.
Yeah.
It's sabotage.
I definitely blame the players. But yeah, these...
Oh, it's actually going to get a shot into the Ascarit there because he puts it right up next to him. Oh, does he shoot it again? Yeah, he's almost dead. One more shot and it'll actually go down.
No!
He does get... I don't know why he did that.
Why did you do that, my dude?
Yeah, Zarto did not need to put it up there to help out. The rifleman will
He had no machine gun. He had no weaponry.
No, and they were going to die. And so that's a big mistake there actually for him because he's not going to be able to... he does cap Bravo, so it will stop the +2, but it stops the ability for the stalemate. It ruins that. So he's going to have a +1 going here for Marshall, and that's going to be hard to stop.
That really is. We're up north, Zarto's doing another... Actually, pretty good push. He's got the close support Cobra and a bunch of commandos being brought into. And there's not a whole lot left here in Bravo. It's really
but Marshall sees he knows where the CV's at. The Live Guard were able to actually get a shot into it, or something did, yeah.
Yeah. Really move, roar a plane, snipe it out of existence. Find out soon.
Yeah, I would look to see if he wants to bomb it here. He actually probably could get away with that. I don't see any... There's no AA over there. We haven't seen any fighters called out. So if you want to bomb it, he definitely has that ability. I mean, he could artillery piece, or he could ignore it. I guess he doesn't have to kill it.
No. But it'd be nice to kill it.
It would be nice to kill
I like seeing dead CVs, and Marshall's already on a...
Zarto's called out the Kurnas, but I don't think he targeted anything. No, he didn't. Or or it lost sight on whatever he was targeting. Oh, and the automatic just shredding into the Kurnas right there. Oh, he's lucky. 1 HP.
Do not ever get close to an automatic.
Yeah, he got really lucky right there.
See, if the Germans had automatics, they would have won the war.
Which one?
Both.
Both. If they had it in World War I, they could have just brought it up to the trench. You don't even need to shoot down the little biplanes. You could just bring it right up to the front.
Oh. But yeah, a bit overkill for the biplanes.
Have you ever seen it in War Thunder, and players just roll around and kill you with the automatic?
Yeah, it just come around the corner. It's just boop 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 boop. You're dead.
It's pretty funny how they use, or you can use like one of the ZSU-57. I think it does. People use it the same way too. Yeah, because it doesn't have a radar or anything, so you just roll up with it and shoot a tank in the side. It's pretty funny.
Auto-cannon spam in War Thunder is always fun. The best weapons in that game, in my opinion.
The auto-cannon.
Especially the Tourney mills for the Germans at low tier. With cancerous ammunition. Last time I remember.
You like a little low-tier action? That's your style?
Oh yeah, it's less money you have to pay, you know?
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it. Too much over the years. Too much. We do see in Bravo though, when talking about this game, is completely under Zarto's control now. He has a bunch of commandos, and my only worry is that he over-invested in taking the position back, and now he has all these units that he doesn't really know what to do with. Because, I mean, what is he just going to charge? They're going to charge across the forest, hit the open ground, and just keep going to Charlie. There we go.
Yeah, it's a bit of an issue here, but getting Bravo is really good for him. Because I don't know, actually, I mean, it's great because it's a sector he's now fully in control of, but Maréchel does have that +1 because Golf is almost completely gone here for Zarto. I mean, that village is holding on for dear life.
On the automatic actually tearing into the infantry right there. We were just talking about it in the ground pounding roll. Though the Chu launch will missile at it, but it does miss. Luckily for Marshall, so he knows that's all that's left there is those Chumats, and he'll have complete control over Golf. There's one IP that survived when his two comrades died earlier, but yeah, it's looking very good for Marshall down south.
Yeah, IP Abrams is really going to have to try and come in clutch here because he's pretty much the main defender of Golf right now. I mean, the Sheik pretty good defenders too. Those ATGMs as you see can be quite deadly against the side armors, 3 tanks.
Yeah, that's one reason I like playing mechanized decks too, is that you get so many infantry slots, and it really allows you to add in everything that you want in your from an infantry tab in the deck, and that's why I think you see both players using them.
Yeah.
It's just you get decent enough armor, but then you can basically call out whatever type of infantry you want at any point in the game, and they can be very effective.
Speaking of armor, it seems like we're seeing a Hail Mary in Foxtrot here. Zarto bringing a 2-stack of Aaron Abrams to try and push through, and even moving his Panther mortars all the way to the front line with no ammunition. I don't know why. Yeah, just using that MG3 to great effect, but it's...
Yeah.
I mean, this could either make it or break it, essentially, for Zarto, if he can do an effective push with the Aaron Abrams. But yeah, a little bit out in the open, unsupported. I mean, an ATGM plane or helicopter could really.
Yeah, he also has flanking position. He has an STRV overlooking one position over there from the northish, I guess. I'm trying to speak. And then we have the ATGM squad. He has another the STRF, which really won't do too much against the Abrams, but he just has vehicles in position to deal with this push. Yeah, we see a side shot into the M1A1 right there.
Yeah. Yeah, Aaron Abrams like gonna fall back, which is a smart move. He really needs some infantry support if he wants to get his push going. But Zarto is now getting that nice little +1 here. Oh, it's CV and Bravo is gonna get sniped. The CV coming in, killing the CV.
Yeah, we were worried about that. We talked about that earlier. Like, hey, is he gonna move it? He did have some HP done to it, and Marshall decided to play the long game and eventually goes back to the same spot and gets it. And then we see here quickly what was a slight +1 going for Zarto goes back to a stalemate. And that Cobra actually needs to watch out because that LVKV, excuse me, tears up the thing.
Bless you.
Too many letters. I need shorter names.
I know, right? Yeah, some of these like Scandinavian names are just awful. It's either just like a lot of numbers or letters or both, and there's like these weird accents and backward A's and dots on top of the A's.
What's going on?
What were they thinking?
You need a linguist to cast Wargame. It would help.
You do. How many languages in this
I have to
game?
you on Google Translate and you plug it in real quick so you don't sound dumb when you're trying to figure out what it is. Oh, that automatic. He made a mistake again. He knew the automatic was there. The Kernaz comes in and whatever it hit wasn't worth it because it's dead. And
What, a Prowler?
oh,
Oh! Flight of the Prowler, right? Yeah,
yeah, good pick, but I don't think it's
good
worth.
snipe. No, I mean, he
Yeah,
still
yeah,
lost Goph.
It's nice
Yeah.
killing the automatic, but I don't think you want to kill the automatic at the cost of losing the Kernas. The Kernas is such a powerful plane and tool that you have in your deck, and just having it get trashed right there.
Yeah, and it's still coming down to these two, A1 Abrams and Foxtrot, and they're doing a decent job, but I mean, he can't really push up anymore because those A1 Abrams are already pretty exposed currently.
Yeah, I don't see how he's gonna like. What are they gonna do? Like, if they push down to the southern position, they're gonna run into the Carl Gustavs. There's Eric's out now. There's more ATGMs. There's a Fennec Toe out actually, and there's no AA anywhere close to those M1A1s to protect them. So I really don't see them.
Yeah.
I think the charge of the Light Brigade's about to end here.
Oh, we've seen the infantry finally being brought up, but
yeah, there they go. They get caught right there. Some shots. I mean, they'll kill. Sure, they'll kill those, but they do take damage right there. They're both almost dead. And actually, if you push the Eric, there's actually about to launch right there. Yep, one goes down, backs up the CV. God, the Eric's is so good.
I know. And it's really good maps like this where it's a lot of CQC fights, especially in mechanized fights like this, because, yeah, I mean, 25 AP, that is 60% accuracy, that's insane. Yes, the range is short, but just wait for him to get closer.
No, and then actually see right there the STRF 904D. There we go. We got all the way through. Actually getting some side shots into those transports there. He sees that infantry, so that Beaufort's gun's gonna be able to tear it up a little bit. Oh, the A1 actually sees it and it tanks the shot, but the A1's not gonna be able to do much more. His time has come to an end.
Low on fuel, low on HP. He has machine guns galore and the balls to push, but probably not the armor to survive. Nope. Yeah.
Oh, and the Eric's is firing right into the rifle. Some serious tactics right there. Yeah.
GG, and actually not at. I thought that'd be a little bit worse here for Sato, but only a 600 kill.
Yeah, it felt like he kind of started trading a little bit better towards the midway point in the game, but as we saw, eventually Marshall just kept. He got his momentum back and just kept trading more efficiently throughout the course of the game there, and you just see at the end, it kind of replicates itself.
Yeah, he got a really good map control early on, and he essentially managed.
Yeah, I really like that Bravo push. I'm gonna use that when I play in some of my 1v1s. I'm gonna steal that strat right there from Marshall.
Yeah. That was a really good push, and I'm happy to see that, because Bravo is usually just completely ignored on this map. It always comes down to a go Foxtrot fight, but, you know, as we saw, if you capture Bravo from the anti-Bravo side, I'm going to call it, you can really make a big dent in your opponent's just...
Yeah, because they lose the positioning.
Yeah, it's easy
they lose positioning. It takes so many resources to take it back. And then it really hurt for Zarto when his CV they'd been damaged. He knew that it had been spotted. He left it there, and eventually Marshall made him pay for the complacency.
Yeah, and also, like you mentioned, when he managed to kick Marshall out of here, he overcommitted, and he had a bunch of forces which were now useless because it's like a separated area of the map which isn't really connected to the other areas thanks to that big bloody canal.
No.
Yeah, good match.
It was a good game. I really enjoyed casting. It was a lot of fun. Very dynamic. Yeah. Action throughout the entirety of the game, so it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, you have anything
I'm all
to say,
good. I'm
Mr.
excited
Graham?
for the next one.
Okay, and well, thank you very much for watching, guys, and as usual, please